Extraordinary Atheists for Humanism, where we attempt to apply logic and reason to religion and politics. I'm your host, Great Skeptic, or Matt Clark, and I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful man behind the scenes, Nacho Witness, which you can't see, so you'll just have to take my word for it that he is wonderful and beautiful. Christy Santiago is off for the night. She had a surprise date night. They're going to not a concert. I think it's like a comedy show. So yeah, super cool. Good for her. Way to ditch us, Christy, for cooler things. Whatever, it's fine. Moving on to the news of the week. Hold on, I gotta mute myself. There we go. Finally pulled up the chat. Hello RB, hello alias fake name, hello Smitty and Brantley. This is not pre-recorded, or is it? I'm just really good at this. So first things first, this Seuss is loose. Or is it caged? Is it canceled? Dr. Seuss. There's been a big hubbubaloo, I think is the appropriate word to use, over Dr. Seuss being canceled. Most right-wing medias have really picked up the story and really like broadcast it through the air. And it's really something, you know, just to see a piece of our childhood being canceled. It really is terrible. We really should be outraged. This really is such a big deal. We shouldn't pay attention to anything else. The Cat's Quizzer that I saw on Mulberry Street, scrambled egg super on Beyond Zebra, If I Ran the Zoo, McElligot's Pull, and these books were not my favorite Dr. Seuss books. Actually, the Cat's Quizzer was one I think I just remember picking up at my doctor's like waiting room, and it was always a disappointment. Not that all Dr. Seuss books are disappointments, and not that that's even the point. But Dr. Seuss isn't canceled is the point, right? As many of you guys probably already know, and also hello, Theo. The thing is, just 6 books out of, I think, about 60 Dr. Seuss books. These 6 books are now just being not continued. They're just being a little discontinued by the company Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Not the same as being canceled. The reason is, ... in quotations here, they depict people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. End quote. That's reasonable. If you guys haven't seen the pictures that they said are hurtful and wrong, it had some yellow-faced Chinaman depictions with the real thin eyes, and also it depicted some Africans as chimpanzees. So yeah, it's a little racy. Was Seuss himself a bad person? From what I know, no, not really. Did he write or illustrate some racy things? Yeah, you get that in the 1900s, though. And that doesn't make it right. Absolutely doesn't. If you go through, what was it? The one with the Chinaman. He did change the words and the illustration a little bit, like he made him not yellow. Later on in life, he tried to correct some of it. I hear that Horton Hears a Who was supposed to be something that was really kind of woke for his time, and was like for racial equality, and you kind of get a give and take, and it kind of reminded me when I was reading through things and listening to stuff on it, that even now, if you go and if you watch the right YouTube videos to get as woke as you can, you'll realize people who make TED Talks point out that there are some things that any of us can do that are a little more racist than we realize, or just something that we completely didn't realize is offensive. It's very easy to do because of the two facts that one, people are ignorant, and two, some people are easily offended. Either one can really trigger something, right? So I don't want to get too far into it, but I do want to try to apply a little bit of gray area and humanism to this topic. I want to see what you guys are saying down here. Brantley says, "I'm burning Seuss books for communism." That's what you should do, Brantley. That's Atheist burning books really helps our brand. Firebrand, thank you. Vibrantly Brantley. And I don't trust his degree. Also, yeah, Dr. Seuss, if you didn't know, wasn't a doctor. His name was Theodore Seuss, or Seuss is how he pronounced it, and it's German. Theodore Seuss Giesel. I might be saying his last name wrong. I do that sometimes. And yeah, totally not a doctor, just an author and illustrator and a poet. Who would have known it? But yeah, so these 6 books, they're out of here pretty much. And I mean, you can still buy them online. They haven't been actually canceled. I just feel like I need to reiterate that. So if you didn't know that, like, it's actually really easy to look up. Just, you can do something as simple as Google it. You can go like look up Dr. Seuss as a source, like Enterprises, and they're not canceling it. They're just stopping production on these books, and they haven't sold in a long time anyways, and they just feel like they don't really fit the time so much anymore. Something that connects to this outrage that the right-wing snowflakes are really feeling right now, and also Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head also not being Mr. and Mrs. anymore, just being Potato Head. That's got their panties all up in a bunch, and Sean Hannity really shouldn't be wearing panties. I've heard he's a man and men don't wear panties, but they are in a bunch. Mr. Potato Head, who else? Nutcha and I had discussed Kermit the Frog, not just Kermit the Frog, but the whole Muppet team, because there was a Confederate flag in one of the episodes of the Muppets, and neither of these other things, Potato Head or Muppets, are canceled. Again, this is really easy. Like, I just Googled the word Muppets canceled ? And you can just scroll down. Did the Muppet Show get canceled? And Google says the Muppets have not been canceled. They have been put, they have just been put in context. Disney added all 5 seasons of the Muppet Show to its streaming service, Disney Plus, on February 19th. Super not canceled if they're on Disney Plus and then in their entirety. What they did do is they put that little warning label on the screen before, like, either the episode or the whole show comes up. I think it's just the episode. I'm not sure though. I'm completely speculating. But this is something they've done for old Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry episodes, because I have some of those on DVD because I think they're wonderful. All the new ones are shit crap. And yeah, there's definitely racy things, uncomfortable things in these old cartoons, and that is common. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. If you don't like it, you can complain about it, right? And I don't think it should be canceled, and it's not getting canceled. So the right can just kind of calm the fuck down. And anyone on the left can also like don't feed into the snowflake thing. I like to turn it on the right wing. So don't fall into the snowflake category because it hurts my arguments. Do it for me. Um, you have the right to be offended and appalled at anything like this. Absolutely. Um, and I think it is uncomfortable and kind of gross. And a lot of the depictions of peoples who are depicted in some of these cartoons. And I think that putting them into context or just putting a little warning label, not even a warning label, just a disclosure at the beginning of an episode or at the front of a book. I know it might piss some people off. You can rip that page out and close your eyes when the disclosure comes up on your screen. If your eyes are too snowflakey, and it'll melt your snowflake eyeballs and they'll drip down your body, and then you have to deal with that. I don't know what happens next. That sounds awful. These companies are just trying to save their own ass, probably, but giving them all benefit of the doubt. They're trying to be sensitive. They still make a lot of money off of these old cartoons or these books or whatever, and they don't want to be ridiculed for racy things in them or things that don't align with gender equality. This is good. This is a capitalistic way to do it. Like these companies go out on their own to try to right their wrongs, and everyone thought the Muppets. I'm sorry, not the Muppets. Everyone thought that Dr. Seuss was being canceled, so their books started selling like hotcakes, especially those six. So it was really great for them. So if you believe in free speech and the free market capitalism, if you believe in either of those things, this is great. Like this whole situation is actually really good if you believe like that. It's just some people don't have principled beliefs and just like to play party politics, and they don't even realize they're doing it. Right? A lot of people actually don't realize that they're doing it. And I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure yawning on camera is a really good way to keep people interested in what I'm saying. But that said, but potato gender. Apparently, I don't know what I would do without you. All right. Well, let's move on. Because this war for Seuss here has been a cover. This is being used for a cover-up over important issues. Is all it is. If you watch any Fox News, let me tell you in the words of Christy, Santiago. Yeah, you guys didn't think she was going to show up. She is showing up via me. Dr. Seuss bullshit. That is exactly what it is. Bullshit. They are the creators of the culture war. They being Fox News and these right-wing outlets. They're really good at feigning outrage over things that really mean nothing when it's all said and done. There are actual things that are going on in this world that are massive news stories that aren't getting looked over because people on mainstream media are clutching their pearls and painting completely outraged and painting completely outraged that one or two of the Dr. Seuss books that haven't been sold in decades are going to not be sold because they won't be printed anymore. The left didn't do this to the Dr. Seuss family, the corporation, the left didn't do this to the Dr. Seuss family, and corporation and book publishers choose to do this. It's such bullshit. I watched a few hours of Fox News and didn't hear one thing about the massive bill that just got passed in both the Senate and the House because it helps actual American people. The virus doesn't care about country borders or state borders. There are more important things to talk about than this shit. And that doesn't mean that this isn't news, right? The thing is, if you're just going to turn up the volume on this all day and not say anything about what's going on in the Senate or what's going on with COVID or what's going on with homelessness or poverty or the housing issues, minimum wage, like fucking anything important to people who need actual financial help or stability, this is just bullshit. It's not necessarily that this story is bullshit. It is, thank you, Brantley. This is just like 1984. They choose something for you to focus on, and that's what they turn on blast. And you just focus on that, and you miss all the important stuff. There's nothing really bad that got passed through in the stimulus bill this time around. I mean, but most of it's really good, and you would have to kind of give it credit, or else you look like a douchebag. So instead, excuse me, I'm just tired. I swear I'm not bored with myself. Instead, of focusing on the bill, they talk about Dr. Seuss. But the bill, let me get to the bill. Where's the bill? Oh, I put it in my other notes. Sorry, guys. I was prepared, but I forgot how I organized. All right, the breakdown of the stimulus package. So 9% of this goes to public services. 17% of it goes to state and local governments, and I believe that includes for schools to reopen. Small businesses get 19% of it. Big businesses get 25% of it, and individuals and families get 30% of it. So we actually get the largest percentage. That's wonderful. That's a good thing. Over here in my other notes, the whole $1.9 trillion package that has the $1,400 checks to, it says most Americans, but a lot of Americans, and $130 billion goes to reopening schools, which I think is good. I guess I don't know how that's supposed to be allocated, so I don't really want to speak to that being good or bad, really, because we've handled things so poorly as trying to close and open the economy. It's just been a shit show, so I don't like to say what's good and what's bad until it's happened at this point. So something I did want to go over, though, and I don't want to redo the math completely. I'm not going to give you an exact number, but it's pretty close for just some head math for all of you who lightly want to follow. $1.9 trillion. I'm going to round it up to $2 trillion dollars. Did I say billion? I meant trillion. Trillion dollars. $2 trillion. Someone told me the other day that if we had just given every adult American, every American over 18 years of age, just given them $1 million. Excuse me. And said, this is all you get. Take care of yourself until this COVID shit's over. We would have spent less than like we would have doing what we've done. That ended up not being true. I kind of like fact checked them right there on the spot. And but we thought it would be interesting, this friend of mine and I, to actually go over what we could have done. So what we came up with, what we boiled down to is, let's just say this $2 trillion stimulus package. Let's say this went through. Every American 18 years and older, we did the math, it was I think about 240 million. Not that we did the math on it, we Googled that and then we did the math of that number. And it turned out to be around $10,000 a person. Now to me, if you give every 18 or older United States citizen $10,000 a year, that would take care of quite a bit. Not everything. Some of those people probably wouldn't do a lot for their bottom line. For a lot of people, probably wouldn't do enough. But for also a lot of people, it would be pretty life-changing. And it's more than what we've gotten so far, right? I'm not saying it's really enough, because we have more problems than just this COVID stuff. But with this $2 trillion, we could have given everyone just $10,000. Why are we giving it to big businesses and small businesses and state and local governments and public services? I'm sure it's helpful, especially as a small business owner. It would also be helpful, but that we're getting $1,400 checks. Let's get it too. Most people, it won't add up to $10,000. We could do that. It would be really helpful. It could be really helpful. And I just wanted to kind of toss that number out at all of you and kind of see what you thought of it. It's really frustrating to me because that's just this stimulus, right? We had one before. So we figured, you add another zero to that. If we almost double the national debt, that's $100,000 that you could give every American. If you give every American $100,000 that is 18 years old or older, that would solve a lot of problems. Yeah, our national debt would go up through the roof. In a way, that's super bad. In a way, it doesn't matter. And really, the truth is, it lies somewhere in the middle, right? That's not the way to do it. But the way we're doing things now, and that not perfect way to do it, we're not doing things right now, are we? Right? So it's frustrating. It's a little maddening. I wanted to share those numbers with you, and also just share the fact that the Dr. Seuss, Potato Head, and Kermit Miss Piggy and the gang stories, they really are just culture war distractions. And bringing it back to that, I really wanted to make clear that do I do care about the culture war. I just hate it. And I've said it before, and I haven't said this much recently, that most of the culture war stuff, like I agree with the left on. Like, I'm a humanist. Just like let people be people. Obviously, we have certain like laws against like murder and stuff. Like, don't hurt each other, don't steal each other's shit. Um, but let people be people. Doesn't matter what gender you are, doesn't matter what race you are. We're all like human beings, like we're all part of the human race. Like, I don't need to get all mushy about it. This is no brainer stuff. This is so simple. That's why it's so frustrating. That's why I hate it so much. Is because people are so passionate about it, because some people are so fucking stupid about it. So we have to meet people who are passionate as fuck about how stupid other people are being about it. And it really just distracts. I've been there. I've been on that gravy train of just wanting to focus on the racism and gender equality. Excuse me again. Sorry about myself. But it really is very consuming. They're good causes, and I feel like it's just one of those things, like you need to kind of just choose which side you're on and then stop trying to die on those hills, because like they're just, it's just one hill out of many, right? Like I'm more interested in the class war, which is also tied to racism and gender and equality and gay rights and like fucking everything that the culture war encompasses. Like also boils into like the like boils over into like the class war stuff. And if you fix things in economics and in policy, it can fix a lot of these issues that we see in equality. And that's why it's so frustrating to me. Fox News bitches about Dr. Seuss, and why can't we just let the Muppets be racists all day, every day? And CNN is just like, I know you want Medicare for all, but the right wing's trying to say that we're canceling this, and this. And hey, gay rights. Hey, gender equality. Hey, this. Hey, like abortions are cool, and let's just go to the opposite far end that the right wing is. Like this, there's so much noise on the outside that you're not allowed to focus your Overton window to like the economic part of things. Like there's so many no-brainer things over here, and there's so much of crying snowflakey bullshit on the right, which I think is the funniest fucking thing, because they're the ones that like coined the term snowflakes. And it's just frustrating. Really, I don't have much more to say over that. I wanted to rant about it a little bit and try to like adhesive all of it together. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics this week. I hope you enjoyed my explanations and my breakdowns of them. If you did, you should show up again in a fortnight, in 2 weeks, because we're taking next week off. And probably every other week after that. We're going to be a fortnightly show for a while. We're going to also probably we'll be posting more shorts, LEAH shorts, or call them something fun. If you guys have something better than LEAH shorts, put them down in the comments below. We'll be posting those on the off weeks whenever we can. Please leave a comment, please like, please subscribe, and follow us on Facebook. We're the League of Extraordinary Atheists for Humanism. We're a cool, fun group. And yeah, I hope you guys really, I am attempting to get Mac to read it, but he seems distracted. Read what? Maybe he posted something to me. Sorry. I would not, could not declare a truce. I would not, could not with Dr. Seuss. If he were gone, I would not complain. If he were gone, I'd feel just the same. I do not have a single use for that pesky, no good Dr. Seuss. That was Guapo's first comments. Thank you very much. I did kind of see those. I can't read and talk at the same time, though, as you guys just saw. That was great. Thank you guys for that. Thank you for joining us tonight. You guys are awesome. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Christy will be with me. And you know what? Stay humanist, for God's sake. Good night.